I could see peace instead of this. So in this, it, of course, does seem a lot more of obvious, the psychological aspect of this. And we want to recognize that this whole mind training in this psychological understanding to reaching just even recognizing happiness and peace is absolutely helpful. And it is a whole process throughout this whole thing. That if you're not trained to find peace, then you can be in the most beautiful places and be absolutely depressed and sad anyway. So we want to recognize you can't be in any sort of state of heaven, if you want to believe heaven's real or not, because if you are addicted to sadness, if you're addicted to depression, it's not going to do it for you anyway. It's going to be a living hell, just like any other place. But essentially, if you're trained to be at peace or to be happy, and you know how to think, then you can go any place. You can go to heaven, yes, you'll be happy, you'll be great, regardless. You can go to hell, if there be such a place, and you can still be happy. You can still enjoy yourself. That's the thing. If you're trained, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can find enjoyment, you can find peace, you can find happiness, and essentially optimism throughout the entire condition of all of it. So that is a beautiful part of what you're learning with this. But of course, as I teach you, it is not the end of this course. That is not the fullness of what this is about. But this is very helpful. So you do want to train your mind, because if you're going in the way of thinking with peace, naturally are you going to go into the perspective of the awareness of what is love, say the awareness of the spiritual universe and essentially your reality with one with God. So you can't be aware of that if you are not aware that your condition is completely up to you. If you think sadness and depression is happening to you without your will, regardless of if it's a disease, if you think any sort of sickness is happening to you without your will, you're not going to be able to think in this, say, miraculous mindset. You're not going to be able to discover what the truth of reality is. Because being one with God is having invented the world you see, including every single aspect of your body and every detail of your conditions. So we want to recognize this. It's okay to have conditions. There's no shame or guilt in it. There's no problem anywhere involved with any of it. And the truth of the matter is the fact that you are completely free to be and do anything you want. The Course and this lesson just wants to help you to recognize that. You are not stuck in sadness. You are not stuck in depression. You are not stuck in upset. It is not happening to you. It is happening by your decision, by you. Okay? So as you say, I could see peace instead of this, you're recognizing you have a choice. That you have a will, and that you are the king of this, or queen, of this. Even if you see it as this inner and not all of it, but just recognizing that you are the boss of your mind. You are the boss of your condition. And it's not just any sort of lofty, just trying to inspire you, not just a thing that's get inspirational, you know, be a great, you're the boss, be happy. No, it's completely fact. That you are not the victim of your mind in the same sense as you are not the victim of your world. You are deciding your experience in every thought that you are having. And it seems as if they're, you know, randomly showing up and coming up, but essentially if you learn how to think with them, learn how to use them, then they can actually support the whole process, and you can actually move, say, forward with them and progress with them. You learn how to use them properly, say your thoughts, and you actually can recognize what they are for, what they are doing, what they are teaching, what they are showing you. So it gets a little tricky, because essentially you're not really thinking anything, but you are just using what you have. And so as we get more into this course, we recognize that choices and decision is a huge part of it. That really, you're more so making choices than you are actually thinking. There are a couple variations of what, say, thoughts are, but we want to recognize that every thought you have, regardless of what it is, you are choosing if you want to believe it. You are choosing if you want it part of you. You're choosing what it is to you. And so as you think of it as something as real and something important, you are making a choice to make that real to you, making it in a sense of using it. And this is something that's going to influence my life and be my experience. And you're making that choice every single time. Every single time. I know, it seems a little tricky, but and it's difficult recognizing that you have total and complete responsibility of your situation. But if you can't even gain responsibility of your own mind, you cannot gain responsibility of the world to perform miracles.